This is the AEW Collision December 21st, 2024 full show results video which takes place at Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, New York. The show opens up with Ian Riccaboni standing in the ring with Big Boom AJ and Big Justice. The Costco guy says boom a number of times, while discussing the show and running through the Continental Classic leaderboards. Then we saw a Continental Classic Gold League match between Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. We see that Ricochet shoulder blocks Ospreay to the floor and follows up with a corkscrew plancha. Ricochet then wipes himself with some toilet paper, rolls Ospreay into the ring, and comes in with a senton from the outside. Ospreay backflips out of a German suplex and hits the phenomenal forearm and hard chops by Ospreay, but Ricochet backflips out of a Styles Clash attempt and hits the Angel's wings. Running shooting star press off the apron to the floor by Ricochet, Ospreay gets rolled back in the ring and Ricochet follows up with a springboard 450. Vertigo by Ricochet gets 2. Ricochet looks for a brainbuster but Ospreay counters with Stundog Millionaire. Eventually both guys make it to their feet and trade elbows in the center of the ring and Ospreay drops Ricochet momentarily and thinks about Stormbreaker, but Ricochet pushes him into the referee. Stormbreaker, but there's no ref. Ospreay heads up top but Ricochet throws the referee into the ropes and Ospreay gets crotched, hits Running Blade by Ricochet, and defeated Will Ospreay by pinfall to earn 3 more points. Adam Cole then makes his way down to the ring and glares at the entrance area, but a group of private security guards then make their way out and MJF follows and joins Cole inside the ring. MJF says Cole had other enemies to worry about such as spray tanner, a crack in the floor, a gust of wind, or a cavity, and he heard that Cole's dentist isn't seeing him anymore. MJF then says that when he was the longest and greatest AEW champion of all time, Cole was his sidekick and that Cole wanted the title, but had plenty of opportunities to win it before MJF. MJF then tells the fans it is not that complicated and he doesn't believe the hogwash that he turned on Cole first. MJF then says he is rich, funny and entertaining and tells Cole he used to be Adam Cole Bebe, but he is now looking like a crack Bebe. Cole then asks MJF if that is his last line and tells MJF that he practiced in front of the mirror and then references the surgeries on his hair and references being a politician to get his girlfriend hired. Cole then says in every wrestling company he has worked for, he has been the longest reigning champion and then says MJF is mad because he turned on MJF better than him and he knows it. Cole then says MJF was going to be the one to turn on him first, while MJF admits it and MJF then says the truth at World's End 2023 he had every intention of stabbing him in the back, but Cole beat him to it. MJF then says he did start to care about someone else, however, that is when Cole became a liability and is a fragile little freak. MJF says Cole doesn't get it and he is not the devil, but this year at World's End, he ends Cole and then tosses the mic down. Cole then questions MJF as Cole punches MJF and we then get a pull apart, but Cole takes out MJF's security. MJF then kicks Cole between the legs as he goes down. As Cole gets up, MJF goes to hit Cole, but Mike Bennett and Matt Taven run in to make the save. We then head to the back, where Lexi Nair is interviewing Kris Statlander about making the save on Rampage for Willow Nightingale. Statlander says she went on a downward spiral after she lost the TBS title and challenges Moan for the TBS title at World's End. We then see Lexi Nair interviewing Orange Cassidy and Cassidy says between now and World's End, Jon Moxley can run and hide. Cassidy then says when the bell rings in 7 days, Moxley will have nowhere to go and he needs to be taken out by himself, Jay White and Hangman Page. Cassidy then says the 3 of them could fight it out to become AEW World Champion and then says it is just something for them to think about and he will see them on Dynamite. The next match happened between Kris Statlander versus Penelope Ford. Statlander muscles Ford into the corner and deals her out, delayed vertical suplex by Statlander but Ford escapes out the back, but Statlander holds on, readjusts, and finishes the suplex. Electric chair by Statlander but Ford escapes to the top rope and comes off the top with a blockbuster for a 2 count, then double jump knee drop to Statlander, who's laying on the apron. Statlander rolls to the outside and Ford follows, driving her back first into the apron and the guardrail, clothesline by Ford and Statlander connects with a leg-trapped Michinoku driver for 2, then Ford ducks a clothesline and hits a stunner. Poison Rana by Ford, 1, 2 and Statlander kicks out, then Ford misses a moonsault and Statlander follows up with a German suplex and then Statlander hits Saturday Night Special and won the match by pinfall. After the match, Mercedes Moan music hits and makes her way out with a mic in hand and says she was planning on going to the Ritz in Boston and take World's End off and says she was feeling nice because it was the holiday season. Mercedes then says at World's End, money changes everything and she will continue to be the champion and dances and the segment comes to an end. The Costco guys are here and here comes Chris Jericho with Big Bill and Brian Keith and the Costco kid called Jericho a jackass, and Jericho says he's the king of New York. Jericho says the fans don't want the Costco guys, because New Yorkers shop at bodegas. This is the Hammerstein Ballroom, the house that Chris Jericho built, and there's no time for gimmicks, like bandit masks, or guys that want a scissor. Here's Anthony Bowens, by himself, and Bowens says Jericho caught his attention when he tried to intimidate a guy in a walking boot and an 11-year-old kid, but he should just shut the hell up. When a man tries to silence another man, he's probably afraid of the truth. Fans chant for Big Bill, and Bowens wants Jericho to come to the ring and get his ass hooped by the Scissor King. Jericho takes a few steps and says not tonight, and Bowens scissors with the Costco guys. We then head to the back, where Lexi Nair is interviewing Deonna Purrazzo, and Taya Valkyrie and Toni Storm then shows up and introduces herself to the three women as if she has never met them. Purrazzo then pulls Storm in and says she knows who she is, and Valkyrie then brings up the tattoo of a duck with a knife in it on Storm's leg. Purrazzo then challenges Storm to face Valkyrie on Dynamite, and Storm thanks them and says it is a great opportunity. Then we saw AEW Continental Classic Blue League match between Shelton Benjamin versus Daniel Garcia. Garcia rushed him early, but Benjamin took advantage fairly quick and maintained it for quite a while. Garcia finally made his comeback and eventually got Benjamin into the sharpshooter, but he powered his way out of it and then got himself a modified STF. Garcia gets out, some back and forth, big shot from Benjamin into an insanely close call. In the end, Benjamin slowly picks Garcia up and he flips over and manages to hold Shelton down and won the match by pinfall. Commentary says Garcia is still alive, but as he's holding the TNT title up and celebrating, Bobby Lashley runs down to attack him from behind. Mark Briscoe's music hits and he comes out with a chair. An entire gang of security guards shows up to stop him. Swerve Strickland comes out of nowhere and hits a stomp onto the entire crowd of them, and Garcia back in the ring, and Swerve joins him there. Swerve gets the mic and tells Lashley he said he was going to get his hands on him by the end of 2024, and that's what he did, courtesy of the most dangerous man in AEW, and Lashley looks unhappy about it. Then we saw AEW Continental Classic Blue League match between Mark Briscoe versus the Beast Mortos, and the result of this match was Mark Briscoe defeated the Beast Mortos by pinfall to earn 3 more points. We then get a video promo from Julia Hart, and Hart says she warned Jamie Hayter. Hart then says she thought she was being reasonable and mentions that she will face Hayter on January 1st, 2025, and the house always wins. We then head to the back, where Alex Marvez is interviewing AEW Women's World Champion Mariah May. May trash talks Thunder Rosa's father and mother, and Rosa shows up and attacks May. May then makes her way to ringside as Rosa follows, and Rosa then attacks May again and sends her into the steel steps. Rosa then grabs a chair at ringside and tries to hit May with it, but May moves out of the way and then goes after May again as security breaks up the fight. Rosa then grabs the women's world title belt as Tony Schiavone reminds us that at World's End Rosa will challenge May for the title in a street fight. In the main event of the show, we saw AEW Continental Classic Gold League match between Darby Allin versus Claudio Castagnoli, and the result of this match was Claudio Castagnoli defeated Darby Allin by pinfall to earn 3 more points. After the match, the updated Gold League leaderboard is shown for a moment, and Castagnoli grabs a couple of chairs from ringside, but Will Ospreay makes his way down to the ring and picks up the brass knuckles. Castagnoli then jumps the barricade and makes his exit as the show goes off the air.